So I'm 19 years old and I still can't grow a beard. Now, by looking at my friends who are starting to grow theirs at 16, 17, 18, I was starting to ask myself, like, why can't I grow a beard, and will I ever be able to grow one? Now, I did some research in it and I found that there are three main things that actually influence your beard growth. And so if you're between 16 and 30 years old and you still can't grow a beard, you need to hear this out, because it might be the case that you never will grow a beard, but at the same time, if you still can't, it doesn't mean that you never will. Now, what are these three factors that actually influence your beard growth, and how can you actually optimize them? Well, the first one is the one that no one wants to hear. That is your genetics. Now, when I talk about beard growth genetics, I mainly mean the sensitivity of your hair follicles. Now, you have cells on your skin, basically on your face and all around your body, that basically are going to create hair. Now, a few people have those cells that are very sensitive to testosterone. So even if they have, not like really high levels of testosterone, this hair follicles, because they're very sensitive, are going to grow very big and strong and thick hair. And that's when you actually grow a beard or like hair on your body. Other people might have even higher levels of testosterone, but because their hair follicles are less sensitive to it, basically you're not going to grow a thick beard or a lot of hair on your body. So that's the first thing, and really, I realized that I cannot really do a lot about it. So the best thing to do, I think, is to accept your genetics. I mean, you got what you got, and you can just do the best of it. At the same time, wait before you judge. This is the second big realization I had while I was doing this research, and that is time. Many people, just like me, bro, to be really honest, when we are 19, 20, 21, and we don't have a beard yet, we start thinking, I'm fucked. My genetics are bad, or I have low testosterone, and we will get to that in just a second. But the truth is this: people grow beards at different stages of their life and at different pace. So there are people who literally grow their beard out of nowhere when they're just 24, and before they were like, I will never grow a beard, and then at 24 they will grow a beard. Others grow it at 16, 17, 18. Others start very gradually at a specific age and it takes them years to grow a beard. Others, just get it out of nowhere within 1 year. They have a full beard. Others simply don't. For example, the other day I was watching a video and there was a guy, like this was probably between 50 and 60 years old, and he had a massive, amazing, very, very dense beard. So I thought to myself, bro, this guy must have, had it since he was 16, 17. He just has to have good genetics and that's it, maybe also high testosterone. But he actually told a story how at 19 he looked pretty much like me. He had no hair on his face, and at 21 he started to very gradually start growing a beard. Now, that was taking him years and years, and at 25 he actually started having a real beard. And so don't judge too soon, bro. If you're still younger than 30, then it might still come, then it might be very gradual. And for me, I've seen that I'm starting very gradually to, have more and more. And so for me, I really realized that I have to chill. Now, the third factor that is influencing your beard growth is your testosterone levels. Now, I had to talk about it because it is one of the things that really plays a big role. So if you have even really good genetics, but you have very low testosterone, you will probably not grow a good beard. If you have, even mediocre genetics, but very high testosterone, you will grow an amazing beard. And so how do you know if you have good or high or normal healthy levels of testosterone, I should say? Well, how do you feel throughout the day? Do you feel always low energy, low libido, you can't get it straight, like you have low motivation, you don't want to do things? Well, if that is the case, then it might be the case that you have low testosterone. Also, if you struggle, to lose weight, if you struggle to build muscle mass, those are all signs to tell you that you might have low testosterone. If on the other hand you feel full of energy, motivation, doing the hard work, you can build muscle mass quite quickly, you can stay lean, you have a good metabolism, you have great energy, great motivation, great libido, then you know that you might very, very well have high levels of testosterone. Now here we're not talking about total testosterone. Like everyone, when you hear about testosterone, they're talking about 600, 800, 1200 nanograms per deciliter. What most people don't know is that total testosterone counts nothing, because most of your testosterone level in your blood is actually bound, more than 90% of it, and it can literally do nothing. It doesn't have any effect. Now, what we are actually interested in is free testosterone. Free testosterone is the bioavailable testosterone, is the testosterone in your bloodstream that is not bound to other molecules that make it basically useless, but is free to basically act in your body, right? And so when you actually test your testosterone, which I highly recommend you to do if you don't know yet if you have high or low, or if you should be improving it or not, look also at free testosterone. If you can, check the total and the free, because that's the one that is actually going to make a huge difference. Now, I realized this by listening to a video of Paul Saladino. You might know him or not. He was saying how he was having high testosterone levels, total testosterone, but low free testosterone. And so he didn't really know why for a very long time, because he was just looking at total testosterone, why he was feeling bad and low energy. And then he looked at his free testosterone and he realized that it was because of that. Now, how do you increase your testosterone levels? Well, there are many amazing videos on the topic, but I just want to share with you a few things that are going to play the biggest role. Now, the first thing is exercise and having a low body fat percentage, because fat cells basically are going to create estrogen and are more receptive to estrogen, which is the female sex hormone. And therefore, if you have a lot of fat, especially visceral fat, so around the belly and around your organs, you're going to have lower levels of testosterone. So strength training, exercising, being lean plays a huge role. Second thing that I've seen plays a crazy role, bro, is sleep. Don't neglect your sleep, because at the end of the day, your testosterone is built mainly while you sleep, and you want to sleep enough so that you can feel amazing, have healthy levels of testosterone. Third thing is your diet. Obviously, eat clean, eat enough proteins for also your muscle. Don't be afraid of eating saturated fats, cholesterol, not too much, obviously, but don't be afraid of it, because everyone is saying, cholesterol, saturated fats, but at the end of the day, you need it. And I won't be going into deep detail why that is the case, that you need saturated fats, but if you want, there are many videos about it on the internet. And also you want to be eating enough micronutrients, so magnesium, zinc, boron, and also vitamin D3, so getting out in sunlight, so getting sun exposure. And if you're not getting enough, especially in winter, supplement it. Now, another thing that plays a huge role is alcohol and drugs. You want to cut them out of your life. If you're smoking marijuana or whatever, they really fuck up your hormones in your environment. There are many things that harm your testosterone levels that you want to get out. Like, for example, not touching receipts anymore, or not storing, oils and fats in plastic. But I already made a video about it this week. So if you are interested in avoiding the things that you literally have in your environment right now that are fucking up your testosterone levels, go and check it out. I will link it in the description down below. You can find it. And then there are other two things that are really crucial if you want to have healthy levels of testosterone. First one is to be competitive in a kind of way, because testosterone is basically the hormone that, your sex hormone as a man, the one that makes you competitive and basically compete for women if we were looking a few, 1,000 years ago. But right now, if you're doing something that is competitive at school, at work, some kind of healthy competition, maybe in sports or whatever, martial arts, that's going to actually boost your testosterone. And also a very important thing is to learn to manage stress, because you have to know that your stress hormone is basically inversely correlated with your testosterone levels. What does that mean in simple words? When you have a lot of stress in your body, so your cortisol levels are going up, you're feeling stressed, your testosterone levels go down. When on the other hand, your stress levels go down, your testosterone level go up. because you feel like thriving. It's like your body knows that you're thriving, that you're no more in danger. And that's when you have a lot of testosterone. And so learn to manage stress, learn to meditate, breathing, cold exposure, whatever helps you out to manage stress. That's also going to play a huge role. Now, that being said, you now know exactly the 3 factors that influence your beard growth and why you might not yet be able to grow a beard. It might be your genetics, but if you're younger than 30, don't judge too soon. It might just be time. And the third thing you can actually work on is your health, your testosterone level, having healthy levels of hormones in your body, and therefore those are the things that are going to play the biggest difference. But while I was making this research, I mainly realized one thing, and that is that I shouldn't care so much about things that I cannot influence. Think about it. I know, I get it totally, bro. Having a beard is amazing, it's because you feel more masculine, you think it would make you look more masculine and more strong and more respectable, whatever, right? I totally get it, it looks amazing, but at the end of the day, if it is your genetics that will make you never get one, why worrying about it so much, and why worrying about something that you have so little control over? I mean, work on the things that you can control, but once you did that, forget about it. And while I was realizing these things, I realized another thing, and that is that at the end of the day, your beard actually plays a very little role. Think about it. When it comes to becoming the kind of man you want to be, the masculine man you probably want to be, right? Aren't there way more important traits that you can develop besides a beard? Like your character, being unshakable, being humorous, working on your purpose, understanding your direction in life, becoming successful in the things you want to be successful in, building your health, basically your body, your tempo, your mind, your mental health. There are so many things that are way more important that you can actually control to 100%. Why do we worry then about a beard? Because I realized this on me, I was thinking that it was showing how much of a man I was. And so I was thinking, well, if I don't have one, very probably I'm not that much of a man. But I tested my testosterone levels and they're actually quite high. And besides that, there are way more important things. To become the man I want to be, I know that kind of man focuses on the things he can work on. He puts in all he got, he does his best, he lives his ideal life and lets the things that he cannot control just happen the way they have to go. So that was a thing I really wanted to share with you, because I feel like we care too much about things that we cannot really influence anyways. And so just forget about it, bro. It might be time, it might be your genetics. Work on the things you can actually influence, right? That's the message. Anyways, bro, really hope this video helped you out. And I really hope that it made you understand that it's not so important in the first place, and to chill about it, bro. To just focus on the things that matter. Anyways, if you really want to eliminate the things out of your life that are fucking up your hormones, your testosterone level, literally right now, you literally have them in your environment and you don't even know that you're harming your health. Well, I already, as said, made a video about it. So if you're interested, go and check it out.